Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to our show. I want to begin this analysis by asking you one question. What is your opinion on the ongoing impeachment quest of the Agriculture CS, Michika Linturi? Do you think Linturi should be ousted from office? Do you think Linturi should be impeached? Please give me your honest opinion. And as you do this, what next if Linturi is impeached? The impeachment was about to get ugly because I'm reading something here from one of the papers that the 11-member committee that was selected to look into the very allegations against Linturi saved him because it was about to get messy. Apparently, there were proposals to invite more witnesses, and one of them was supposed to be the Agriculture Principal Secretary, Rono. And I'm imagining how was it going to look like. They wanted to invite the Agriculture Principal Secretary to testify against the minister himself. They work in the same ministry. And the members who are allied to the Kenya Kwanza brigade voted to block Rono and the other witnesses from testifying against the CS Agriculture. Committee rejects bid to invite witnesses in CS Linturi impeachment, and it says that the Parliamentary Select Committee probing Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi's impeachment motion rejected the bid to invite key witnesses to provide evidence on the supply of fake fertilizer. And they say that two key witnesses were set to testify and give an account of what transpired. This included Agriculture Principal Secretary Kiprono Rono and a businessman. 11 committee members voted to determine the process. Seven members voted no, while 4 voted yes. Those who sought the witnesses not to take the stand were from the Kenya Kwanza administration, and they included Samuel Chepkonga, that is in Aboi constituency, Njeri Maina, Kirinyaga woman representative, Naomi Wako, Masabit woman representative, George Murungara, Tarakaniti, Moses Injendi Malava, and Kasim Tandaza Matunga. So those are the 7 members who looked at the situation because they were now voting whether to invite Kiprono Rono, who is the principal secretary, to testify against his very colleague. And those from Azimio who voted yes included Catherine Omanyo, businesswoman, Busia, woman rep, TJ Kajwang, Ruaraka constituency, Robert Mbui, Kadhiani constituency, and Yusuf Farah Mohammed, Wajir West. Rachel Nyamai Kitutu South, who represents the Jubilee Party, voted no. So that is how the 11 committee members voted, and 7 saved the minister, the embattled minister. I want you to imagine a situation where a principal secretary was coming to implicate his boss in that ministry. Let us remember that when this debate started, the principal secretary immediately did a letter to the National Cereals and Produce Board ordering them to stop the distribution of the said fertilizer. And there was a clique, especially from Rift Valley, who was urging the ministry to undertake speedy investigation so that those who were implicated should be brought to book. But Mithika Linturi, in a quick rejoinder, did another letter and told the National Produce and Cereals Board to continue with the issuance or distribution of the very fertilizer, because according to him, there was no any fake fertilizer that had found itself or its way in the supply chain. And according to him, all this was Azimio propaganda. It took the intervention of John Allan Namu's private investigation, and they came up with fact after fact. Even at a point when it was very clear that there was a problem in that ministry, Mitika Linturi decided to pick another battle with John Allan Namu. And it was very obvious that this was dividing the Kenya Kwanza team in the middle. Musalia Mudavadi himself called for to call the ministry to expedite, and even the NCPB, to ensure that they brought the culprits to book. So when this thing took to the floor, because members were discussing the impeachment of this minister, Kenyans had the opinion that this minister should go because he was a bit arrogant, calling names at a time when farmers themselves had confirmed that indeed there was a problem. But the 11 committee, that the members that was reconstituted to look into this matter, came to his favor, because the UDA, or the Kenya Kwanza team, realized that it was going to be embarrassed, because I'm sure Rono was going to spill the beans. They were not reading from the same page on this. In fact, I realized that farmers and leaders from Rift Valley were not reading from the same page. They were of the opinion that Mithika Linturi should go because he had mismanaged that docket, especially when it comes to the fake fertilizer supply. But those from Mount Kenya were on his side. Even the leaders, people like Kimani Chungwa, and the other day, the members from the Meru, leaders from Meru, were fighting tooth and nail to ensure that they save their man. It reminds me of a quote from Patrick Lumumba, who told us that in Kenya, we elect, when we are given an opportunity to elect leaders, we elect thieves, and we expect them to behave like saints. And when they have stolen, then we come and start protecting them, that because he's from our community, then he's our thief. But thank God they saved him. But my question that I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, do you think Mithika Linturi should be ousted? If you ask me that question, impeaching Mithika Linturi will not save the situation, and I will explain to you why. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you're watching for the first time. Click the notification bell. Give us that support, and we will really appreciate you. Help us share videos. And on this one, please allow me to request you to give us thumbs up. To those who support this channel in one way or the other, I want to say thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the appointing authority of all the CSS and PSS is President William Samoei Ruto. And before he appoints a particular person in a docket, he looks at the sensitivity of the docket, the educational and experience of any person in a particular docket. So for William Ruto to appoint Mithika Linturi, there are a number of things that he looked at. It is not only Mithika Linturi that has got a problem in his docket. Nahumincha had a problem in the manner in which she was handling the doctor strike. Ezekiel Machogu had a problem in the manner in which he was handling education sector. Murkomen has a problem in the manner he's handling the roads department, including all the accidents that we have received. And the question has been, when Kenyans are crying and they lament about the ministers whom we are maintaining by taxpayers' money, does the appointing authority see what is happening? Is he alive to the fact that these ministers have failed? And so if we impeach Mithika Linturi, we have not impeached the appointing authority. We have seen the manner in which William Ruto is manning these dockets. William Ruto does not give them space. I have seen people comparing how Kibaki and even Uhuru Kenyatta used to handle his ministers. He allowed them the space. For example, look at the manner in which the late Professor Magoha was manning the education sector. Uhuru believed in his ministers. So each and everyone was given space to formulate policies as long as they were going to benefit significantly the departments that they were manning. But for William Ruto, the very, very ministers have complained. He is micromanaging them. He wants to take political mileage. It is as if he believes that if a cabinet secretary succeeds, then that is going to take away the mileage from him. Many experts believe that William Ruto wanted mediocres, people who don't perform, so that he can reign over them. They can feel inferior that they're not performing, and so they depend largely on Ruto's mercies. You know, when you're not performing, you are scared that anytime you can go, because these people read the mood of the country and they understand that many people feel that they should go. But this is what William Ruto likes, that you now depend on him. Kenyans want you to go, but it's the one who protects you. So you feel protected, and therefore you will dance to his tune. So when you impeach Mythical Linturi and you've not impeached William Ruto, he will still give you another Mythical Linturi. Nothing will change, because if William Ruto believed that these people were not performing, he would have sacked all of them, he would have swapped, he would have done a few changes. But he's not doing anything. You saw the way Kimani Ichung'wah protected and protested against the impeachment of Mythical Linturi. Kimani Ichung'wah is the majority leader in the National Assembly. He belongs to the UDA. And he speaks directly to William Samoei Ruto. I believe that William Ruto was protecting Mythical Linturi. Why? We have been made to understand that whenever these dockets are given to certain individuals, they hold them on behalf of their communities. Rayo Molo is the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Interior. Luos have been told that even though you did not vote for William Ruto, he loves you, so he gave you this position. Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president, keeps on saying that kulikuwa na wakati wa kupanda na wakati wa kuvuna. Wakati wa kupanda, according to him, was the voting period. Those who voted for William Ruto, they say, are major shareholders. Those who did not vote are either non-shareholders or minor shareholders. And so they say that you must get value for your vote. So Mythical Linturi is holding that position on behalf of the community. That is why the community members, leaders from the community, his community, had started protecting him. Because in Kenya, we survive by invoking the power of our community. I remember Amos Kemunya once told us that it is you people, our community, that is being fought. It is not me. That was when some scandal had caught him red-handed and he was facing it head-on. So he will, even if you impeach him, nothing will change. And William Ruto is seriously protecting him, because he knows very well that once he goes, they will start making noise. Oh, we voted for you, now you are kicking out our man. And even if it does, then he will still replace him with another person from the Meru community, where Mythical is coming from. And William Ruto does not believe in performers. He believes in those who are non-performing. Number 3, William Ruto appointed mostly politicians. Mythical Linturi is a politician. He contested for the gubernatorial position in Meru, I think. Ezekiel Machogu is a politician. Nahumicha is a politician. In fact, as we speak, Nahumicha has declared her bid. She's being sponsored by Wetangula to try and to give George Natembeya a run for his money in 2027. So when you impeach a politician, they will start their campaign against you. Like Mount Kenya is now very precarious. You impeach Linturi and he goes to Uhuru's camp and they start campaigning against you. You didn't protect me and all this. And that's why I'm saying that William Ruto will not allow. And even if they impeach any of those ministers that people feel are incompetent, it will not change, because the appointing authorities, one, they will still be replaced by mediocres. Number 3, you saw how Nahumincha was negotiating with doctors. But she was negotiating with a fixed figure. She has been told, when you go there, tell them we cannot give beyond this. We cannot give interns more than 75, maybe thousand Kenya shillings. Nakumicha has nothing to do. There's nothing she can do. Felix Kosgei made it very clear. William Ruto made it very clear. So even if you are in Naumincha's shoes and the appointing authority has told you that as you go and you want to meet the KMPDU officials, tell them that the money that we can give, the maximum, is 70%, 70,000. You cannot start telling them that, no, okay, let us increase it to maybe 150. There's nothing you can do. Ezekiel Machogu told us that he wrote very many letters to the Ministry of Finance, to Treasury, to release the capitation fee, but it was not released. And so even if you have the intention, there is sabotage above. It tells you that sometimes Mithika Linturi is being used by someone. He's taking orders. It is only that he was arrogant and he was expressing his arrogance in public that angered many. But I believe that if he's behaving this way, there seems to be some powers above that are pushing him. You saw in the G2G oil deal when people were making a lot of noise, but we were told that Murkomen and Oscar Sudi and Churchill were the people who were involved. And at some point, they were in a meeting to represent William Ruto. So even if you make noise, the appointing authority has sent them. And it is their time to make deals. What will you do? You've seen the way Murkomen is messing that docket. But there's nothing you can do because they are protected. And that's the reason why I'm telling you that even if we impeach Mithika Linturi, the sabotage is from above. And there's nothing you can do. He's responding to orders. It is a yes sir situation. And that's why I'm thinking that if we have to make changes, there must be an overhaul, not the individual CSS. And that's my take.